The Taj Samudra was actually, at that point of time, an iconic location and an iconic building. The Taj has always been way ahead of its time. We were in Sri Lanka before anybody else, and we built this magnificent hotel at this great location. And the location facing the Gulf Face Green, historic Gulf Face Green, and the wonderful peerless views of the Indian Ocean is something that is unparalleled. I mean, we have this as a key strength. We are right in the heart of the city of Colombo, and the building has been designed and constructed to the highest quality in mind for a luxury hotel. The point is what happened after we opened. After we opened, unfortunately, the civil unrest started in Sri Lanka, and the country went through 30 years of a civil war. It took its toll on the country. It definitely took its toll on the tourism business and took its toll on us. In fact, most of our competitors left, and we chose to stay because we believed in Sri Lanka and the people of Sri Lanka. It was extremely difficult, as you can imagine, with the 20–25% occupancy, $40 average rates. We could hardly even pay our salaries. So the hotel had to take a lot of loans, working capital loans, but I'm glad in the end we did it. We went through some rough times, but since the war has been over, and under the guidance of His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa, we have now started reaping the benefits of peace. The tourism industry has been growing at 25% per year, and in keeping with the Mahinda Chintana, we are targeting 2.5 million tourists by 2016, and I'm happy to report that every year we are ahead of the targets. So the country is really doing well. Tourism is booming, and I'm really glad that we were here 30 years ago. We have the knowledge, the experience of this market. We know how easy or difficult it is to operate in this market, and we have, more importantly today, relationships in the market that help us sustain business. The Tata brand, being a global brand, is really respected. Having said this, the Taj has been around for 30 years, and is the first exposure that Sri Lanka really had with a Tata Group company. We are perceived to be obviously a large Indian hospitality giant. There is an Indianness and a warmth and a professionalism that comes along with being the Taj. Unfortunately, over a period of the 30 years, where during the war we were not doing too well, we could not keep up with the rest of the world as far as the facilities and the services were concerned. And so our image kind of took a little bit of a downturn in the last decade. So one of the tasks that we had was to reposition our hotel, especially in light of the upcoming international competition in the city of Colombo. And so we have invested $20 million at the Taj Samudra in a two-phase renovation program. And we have now, both as a physical product and as services, totally repositioned this hotel as a luxury hotel. Today, the Taj has reinvented itself in the market. It is rejuvenated, and it has relaunched as a true luxury hotel, and we are getting rave reviews for this particular process. We have the Mahinda Chintana, the vision of the president to look at 2.5 million tourists that are arriving. So in order to have a business that is sustainable, not only in the terms of the manner in which you do business, which is maybe the triple bottom line system, but what is more important is to also look at whether the business is sustainable over a period of time. Are we growing? Are our profits going? Is our market share growing? And I mean, we would not be having this conversation if it wasn't. We have been doing that, and we have been growing, and we have been sustainable. We have a very strong and a loyal client base and a distribution system, worldwide distribution system, which helps us to sustain business levels. We have strong market intelligence networks for being able to anticipate any changes in the market and the source markets. As you know, the tourism business is extremely fickle. It's a cyclical business. It's impacted by the smallest of disturbance that can happen. So we anticipate this, we plan for it. We have strategies to look at maximizing our returns even in a downturn. We've been through a couple of downturns. We have experience of handling that. And so over the last 3 decades, the Taj in Sri Lanka has been able to come out on the top and survive. And I guess that is proof of our sustainable business practices. Besides the Taj Samudra, where we invested $20 million, we invested another $12.5 million at the Vivanta by Taj Bentota, which is a beautiful 162-room resort in the south of Sri Lanka. Our partners and owners have also invested $8 million in expanding the Gateway Hotel at Sidua, which is quite close to the international airport. And we are now a 200-room hotel there. So amongst all the 3 hotels, we have invested close to $40 million in this particular market. Today, we are looking at expanding, definitely. We have got opportunities on the board which we are exploring, in which we are looking at the management contract route, not really equity participation, because we have invested about $40 million in the last 2 years. So we would like to expand our presence, our footprint, but through the management contract route. Yes, it is. As I mentioned, we are definitely trying to target to get the maximum share of the 2.5 million tourists that are scheduled to or expected to arrive into Sri Lanka in 2016. Our distribution channels have been enhanced. Our presence on the online channels, which is a very large and growing business, which is the internet-based booking systems and engines like TripAdvisor or Expedia or Bookings.com or Make My Trip. Now, these are online travel portals with whom we have a lot of good relationships. We have enhanced our relationships with them. And so we are getting a lot more business from the online agencies. We have increased our foray into new markets, because we can see that China is a market that is fast expanding, and we have been developing our relationships in China so that we can get more share of the business out of China. Now, China is the fastest growing market for Sri Lanka in terms of the tourism arrivals. So we are targeting that. We have 2 Chinese-speaking nationals working with us, and in order to provide the best service and facility to our guests from China. So not only are we looking at getting the business from this market, we are also looking at how are we able to service this business. I mean, it's one thing is to attract the business, the other thing is to keep the business. So in our line of business, which is the hospitality field, we need to get the customer to walk in through the door, but then the hotel and the staff of the hotel have to work very hard to keep them here. And so our strategy amongst the 3 hotels in Sri Lanka has been to widen our distribution channels, to widen our network, to improve our online travel presence, and also customize guest experiences so that the guests can feel at home and they can really truly enjoy a memorable and a comfortable stay with us.